Alright guys, I've been using this Dell monitor. It's a computer monitor for my videos, to try to kind of use it to focus in, and so I can kind of see what I'm doing, what's in frame, what's in not frame. And it's a great little monitor. The problem that I'm having with it, it's super heavy. And I was just gifted my son's, I think it's a 32-inch flat screen TV that he had in his college dorm. So my son recently graduated college. He got himself an apartment, and he finally bought himself his own larger TV. So I had bought him a little 32-inch. It's not even a smart TV, but it's the LCD type flat screen 5 or 6 years ago, and he had it in his dorm room, and it's a little beat up, but it's truly a HDMI input. This flat screen actually is the old school. It's the purple or blue plug, and I found the converter to HDMI. So I'm thinking that, number one, as you can see, this is the kind of frame I'm working with. There's it's never like a full screen, and it's really being converted to VGA. So I'm thinking that possibly I might end up with a couple advantages, being that it'll be a bigger screen, it'll be lighter, and I can produce a better video quality because I can see what I'm doing better. So that being said, I'm actually a little embarrassed on how I actually have this held on to this, just with some wire ties. And it's been fine, but in this video, or in this clip, I'm just gonna quickly make an adapter to fit on the flat screen bracket, and to actually screw onto this this music stand. So I have a few of these music stands, and so at this point I would like to hook up that flat screen to this and make it legit. And in the future, I also have like a boom microphone stand that I would like to use for my camera, versus this. I have a little tripod, and it's really not sturdy. Someone gave it to me. It's okay for what it is, but I went ahead and I bought the tap and die, and this is a weird thread for microphones. It's 5/8 by 27. So now that I have the tap and the die, I can go ahead and actually make something out of metal that's gonna hold it, and it'll be, it won't be rigged on there. It'll be nice, and we could be a little more professional about what we're doing. So follow along with me while I cut, drill, tap, make this little adapter. Okay guys, here we are at the bench. I have a piece of mystery steel. It's 1 inch. It was kind of rusty, or had some surface rust, so I just kind of used some Scotch-Brite. It wasn't that bad. I went ahead and drilled it 9/16. Then I tapped it with the 5/8 by 27 tap, and this will fit. I've tested it. It fits right on that mic stand that we had. So on the other side, I cut it out. This is the little piece I made. So this is going to actually just slide in there. This is the piece that fits on the TV. Sorry about that. Try to get us zoomed in. So it'll be removable, but it's a good fit. This was squared at the base because it had this bolt that had a square on it, so it wouldn't spin. So that's where I got the dimensions for that. 306 thousandths. And I think I made this just about the same. So it's about the same dimension, which wasn't critical. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to Loctite this in. This is a pretty decent fit. So at the end of the day, this will thread onto the mic stand, and then the monitor will just go ahead and slip right over it like that. And that should be a good fit. So I'm gonna wash this out with some isopropyl alcohol, and we're gonna get some red Loctite, and we're gonna Loctite that right in place. Grease, let that soak for a little bit. Get a little dirt off of it. Find some red Loctite. Here. So it stays fairly clean. Oh, we had some dirt on there. Just gonna go blow this out with air. It's got a nice air fit right there. Okay, we're going to let that set up. And we're going to disassemble that old monitor off the stand, and we're going to get the new monitor ready for the stand. Okay guys, here is the adapter completed, and it's on the stand. And it's threaded on there very nicely. So hoping that the monitor is lighter, I'm going to go ahead and put that little adapter or bracket back on the back of that monitor. We're going to show you the monitor on the completed stand. Alright guys, we have the monitor on the stand. Because it's a lot lighter, I'm actually able to raise the monitor a lot higher, almost to my eye level, without it being tippy. And worst comes to worst, if I did feel uncomfortable with it, I could probably add more weight to the base. I'm going to pan down and show you guys the base. It's your typical cast iron music stand. So, very happy with the outcome. Obviously I'm going to use this a lot now. And I think my only not beef, but my only disappointment is it doesn't use your standard computer power cord. So I guess it's got an icon or picture of the power cord that it uses, which is fine. But the computer cord that I had was a good 15-20 feet, so I was able to really move that thing around. But plenty of plugs in the workshop. Not gonna go complain about it. This is it, and I'm going to go ahead now and plug everything in and set it up and show you the end result. Okay guys, so here's the finished product. The LCD screen, the Vizio 32-inch, it's on the music base. On my microphone base, it's sturdy. It's a nice heavily weighted bottom, so it's not very tippy even at this height. When I had the computer monitor on here, it was much heavier, and you know, I couldn't keep it this high. So now it's more at my eye level, so I really could get a good idea of what's happening in the picture, and I could focus it in well. I did have to order a remote control for the TV. Believe it or not, I didn't have one. They couldn't find it, and that kind of held this video back a little bit, because as soon as I started to do this particular shot, I was getting audio feedback, which I didn't have with the computer monitor. The HDMI obviously didn't carry through to the VGA plug of the monitor. So this one's a wrap. It looks like we can move on to our next project, and one of my upcoming projects will be also, and I think I may have said this in the past, I'm going to take a boom microphone stand and mount my camera on it and get rid of this. I have a fairly cheap tripod, which is serving the purpose, but the boom mic stand will be infinitely more adjustable and versatile, and it should be able to get me into some different angle shots. So, hope you guys are having a great day. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. And I hope you guys are doing something good in your shop. And thanks again for watching. Appreciate it. Take care. Bye now. Hey guys, so here we are at our old Snap-on toolbox. I've had this Snap-on toolbox set up probably, I started buying this when I was 19 years old, and I really don't want to disclose how old I am. I'm sure most of you probably already know, but in that time there were no such thing as roller bearing drawers. They were regular metal slides. Now, I've been struggling with these drawers for a long time, and I keep my toolbox really nice. It was almost at the point where the Snap-on man wanted to buy it back because it's a 65th anniversary box. But you know, if you've recently looked at Snap-on prices for their toolboxes, a new box is probably the size of a small car or small SUV. So I just happened to get something stuck in the drawer beneath this drawer, and I could not close this drawer all the way, so I had to take the drawer out. And you know, now being with all these machinist tools, arbors, collets, this and that, this drawer is pretty lightly loaded, but some of my drawers have 100 pounds of stuff in there, and you know, again, hard to get open, hard to close. So what I simply did with this particular drawer is I went ahead and took the drawer out. I blew the slides off with air. There was a little bit of surface rust on the silver part of the slides. I didn't really do anything with that. I think if I was to do this again, I would probably wire wheel them to just clean them up. And I grabbed some of this, the 3-in-1 dry lube. And I just put a little bit of this on the drawer slides, and I must say it's my tip of the day. This was a real pain in the butt to open and close. Now it even almost glides by itself. So anyway, there you go. That's I'm gonna, I guess as I have time, I'm gonna go ahead and buy some of this and put it on my drawer slides. And since it's 1894, so that's pretty old. That's probably almost as old as my toolbox. Okay, guys. Alright, fellas, so I wanted to talk about these pliers. I have a bunch of pliers like this, some in better condition, some in worse condition, some Snap-on, some imported Asian, and I gotta admit, most of these pliers were purchased years ago when I was involved with automotive radiator repair. I did that for a few years. My father had a shop and I worked for him and helped him out, and eventually I took that shop over, and I had it. I was a working shop until they started coming out with the plastic aluminum radiators, and at that time radiators just kind of became throwaway items. So hence I changed careers, and here we are today. But long story short, these pliers, they open easily about this much, and you could possibly see that I've oiled them. You could probably see oil on them, and then it's a real strain to open them the rest of the way. Now over the years, I would go ahead and put oil on there, and that would, work, and I'd open and close them. That would free them up. Some of them that were really bad condition, I would actually put my acetylene torch on there. I mean, when we had the radiator repair shop, we had these big vats, and the vats were filled with water. So we would dunk the whole radiator in, and we would put air in it, about 20 pounds of air, and we would go ahead and see where the bubbles came from. That's how we figured out where the leaks were. Well, a lot of times these pliers would fall in the tank, unbeknownst, or beknownst, and we wouldn't have time, just grab another set and keep going. But you'd have them sitting underwater for maybe sometimes a couple months until we cleaned the tank out and refreshed it and put fresh water in it. The bottom would become so murky that you couldn't see these. Well, again, I would actually even heat them up with a torch to break them free. So I kind of found something new just in the past couple days that's worked for the few that I worked on, and I wanted to share that with you. Now, again, we could put penetrating oil and we could let it soak, and usually that would be enough. That would free it up. But you can see there, that's where the one surface rides on the other, and here, and of course this surface rides here, and this surface also rides here, and that's all well and good. But it seems I found the most easiest thing to use, isopropyl alcohol. You just pour some of that on there, and you can see the rust just coming right out. And already I have more mobility. I mean, look at that. We almost have full. And that's a lot faster than soaking it with oil. I mean, come on. Or using a torch and burning up the rubber hand grips. I mean, that's awesome. So, my remedy or recipe here is to pour some isopropyl alcohol on it. Let it sit for about 5 or 10 minutes. Or if you're in a rush, just start working it. We have just about full opening. You can see that rust just pouring out of there. Look at that. That's great stuff. Work it around, do it a couple times, flush it out with the alcohol. And then, thanks to my friends Lance and Patrick over at Active Atom, they've kind of turned me on to Nioil. So Nioil is kind of expensive. Actually, it's really expensive, but it's a very, very lightweight, highly refined oil, and it just gets in there in the nooks and crannies. Once I get this all cleaned up, once I can move this around and flush it with the isopropyl alcohol, and you could do this, 3 or 4 times until you see it's clean. There's no more rust coming out. Then I blow it out with air as best I can. I get my little air gun in there and try to get as much as I can out. And then I'll go ahead and I'll pop some Nioil in there. And here's one I did earlier this morning. What a difference. And this was worse, froze up. You can still see there's some rust in there coming out. But I've Nioiled this, and this is just at that point now too where it's opening and closing excellently. Just about, it does have full travel. So that's my little tip. I hope that tip helps you out. You can see all the rust coming out from both sides. Just pour it in there, let it soak on. for a little bit and you're good to go. So I wanted to do a little sticker shout out. Another fellow YouTube creator, Dean from the AYR Cave Shop. Gotta say, Dean is a great guy. He's done a lot of excellent videos on his channel. He's restored a South Bend. I think it's a heavy 10. And he's also kind of restored a Bridgeport. I think he's done quite a bit more work on the South Bend 10-inch lathe. I believe he also changed the whole bed on it because the bed was shot. But the Bridgeport, not so much a restoration. I think the Bridgeport was in fairly nice shape when he got it. But boy, oh boy, he's cleaned both of these up and painted them, and they are in really nice, like new, fighting condition machines. They're beautiful machines. He's done quite an extensive bit of work on both of them. And he has a really nice shop. He does quite a bit of nice projects. So I'll put a link to his channel. Check Dean out at the AYR Cave Shop. Very good guy. He's building a lot of nice stuff. And he's a nice gentleman as well. And he's got a great shop. Check him out. We're going to go ahead and put his sticker on the wall. And let me show. So here's my slowly growing sticker wall. I have Dean's sticker up there at the AYR Cave Shop. We got Max from the Swan Valley Shop. We got our YouTube Machinist decal. And that's obviously from our YouTube group. John and Emma, who were very kindly hosting that for us. And of course, we can't forget about Rustinox. And then we'll kind of pan up a little bit. We got Lance and Patrick from Active Atom. And let's try to zoom out a little bit. And then we have the rest of our stickers. You know, we've got a bunch of stickers from the rest of our guys. So that is our sticker wall for this moment. And like I said, send me some more stickers. I got plenty of room to put a bunch more. I'm putting them on my overheads here, as you can see. So I have about 12 or 15 overheads here, so we can fit a lot of stickers. Hey guys, well, it's Saturday here at the workshop. A nice casual Saturday. Getting to putter, doing a lot of catch up here. I want to rearrange the workshop for the new year. It's, you know, it's been overdue. I need to start getting some of my machines working. And the shop has been a total state of disaster because I've been getting a bunch of new machines in, and I really just haven't had a chance to actually get to work on anything because trying to do some, you know, upgrades here at the workshop. And obviously I've been buying some machines and I've gotten some tooling, so I spent a lot of time cleaning up the tooling for the machines. So I just wanted to give you just a quick overview of the workbench and what I got going on and what I plan to also do in the beginning of this year. So this is the workbench. It's really a steel welding table. We've got a lot of storage underneath, and I want to redo that, and I want to do most of my short metal stock I want to put underneath and store it there. I actually have to move this workbench down about 1.5 feet to the left because I bought another toolbox to keep all my machinist stuff in, tooling and such. And that's kind of, actually at this point, it's sticking out in the middle of the door to get to this back machine shop. But what I've done so far is I went ahead and put a piece of wood here. Eventually I'm going to take this wood off and put a laminate down so I could keep it cleaner. You can see already the wood is thoroughly disgusting from all the greasy tools I've been working on. I hooked up a printer in the back shop here. I got rid of my laptop and I ended up making a, let me swing you around. I made a mount on the wall for my Surface. So I can just kind of slide my Surface in and out. And the Surface with the docking station gave me the functionality, and please don't mind the mesh wires here, I'm going to clean all that up. Gave me the functionality to have 2 monitors next to each other, so I made monitor mounts and mounted them to the wall. Then swinging down, this is some of the tooling I've been working on. I got this with, well, this is just some of it. I got this with one of my bridge ports. We have Ericsson 30 taper, and there's also some quick switch 200. I have a couple machines with the Ericsson 30 taper, and I'm hoping to build a tool library for the CNC with that. And then I have one bridge port, the Heidenheim bridge port, that has just a R8 spindle. So I'm hoping to put the quick switch 200 adapter on that, and run the 200 tooling. So there's a bunch of collet chucks there. There's a bunch of end mill chucks. There's some Jacobs taper chucks. So I'm starting to learn about all that stuff. The quick switch 200 with the R8, I don't know how well that's going to be. I mean, how well that's going to do, how accurate that will be. Well, we'll see. Worst comes to worst, I may be able to find another Ericsson 30 taper spindle for that machine. So all the machines will have the 30 taper spindle. So alright, proceeding down the wall. Zoom out. You guys have seen my toolboxes before. And you can see that toolbox on the end. That's the new one. I also purchased a U center section for that box. But that needs to be had some dents. It was in pretty poor condition, so I'm gonna do the body work on that. I bought some of the Snap-on red. I hope it matches, and then we'll go from there. Now, panning a little bit more to the right, you see the new monitor and the monitor stand, which I'm showing in this video. I built the adapter to hold this. This was my son's 32-inch TV. It's not even a smart TV, but the thing is pretty beat up. The frame is bent. You know, he kind of beat it up pretty bad in college. But for free, it was fantastic. You see, I'm watching, oh, there's Keith Fenner. I just run YouTube videos all day when I'm here. And if I look up, you know, obviously there's no sounds right now because I'm doing this video, but typically they just run in the background all day. And then we can swing around and just see some more of the part spins. I've been putting part spins up, trying to arrange everything. So I feel like I'm finally almost caught up with all that, with all the tooling, with all the part spins. I have another couple part spin setups that I've actually already made that I can hang on another wall. And my good friend Tommy from Cook Tool, he gave me another nice part spin holder, that the metal back plate that holds those plastic pieces in. So that's just some of the things going on at the workshop. You can see there's really no machining in this video, but we'll be getting there soon. And once I get the machines moved, which, you know, it's been Christmas, the kids have been home from college. Haven't gotten really made any progress with anything because I haven't been here. So hopefully next week, I got a couple commitments at work, but hope that I can get back in earnest and start moving those bridge ports around. And then the next project will be to complete the CNC controls for the one bridge port. And I hope to have that running. I'm going to give myself a month. It's got to be ready. It's got to be ready by the end of January. So if it's not running by the end of January, I'm just going to throw in the towel because it's just it's been dragging on and dragging on. I haven't gotten anything done. So anyway, there you have it. I hope you guys had a great Christmas. I hope you guys have a very happy New Year. I hope you are well. I hope your families are well. I guess if you liked the video, please like and subscribe and stick around because there's plenty more stuff going on in the workshop. Have a great day, guys. Thank you.